Hello. So today I'm going to guide you through some of the online tools we have in the EPPO Global Database. This is when you might have any pests or plants that you're interested in finding out more associated information that we might have within the global database. And these online tools are quick and easy ways to find out more of the information that you want. Of course, there'll be time after this session for questions, but now I'll start guiding you through these tools on the EPPO Global Database homepage. So this is gd.eppo.int. Now, we'll start by either registering or logging into your account. If you don't have an account already, just click register in the top right-hand corner, and it's a free and quick process, and then it allows you to use any of these tools and get the most out of the global database. So we've already got an account here, so we're going to log in. And we'll return to the home page. Now, briefly, because I'm going to be going through the online tools, I'll just point out that on the home page, we have this how-to section. If you click Use Online Tools Batch Queries, it will open up this second page where you can see a detailed guide of how to use the tools if you have any questions after this session. But now if we return to the page. Now, I'll demonstrate the online tools very shortly, but there are a range of different times when you might want to use an online tool. Say you have a long list of plant pests and you want to find out any of their associated hosts, or you have a long list of plants for export and you want to find out any of the associated pests with those plants. That's when you'd use the online tools. So you might already have a long list of pests that you're interested in already. But I'll also show you here, if you go to the top banner and the Explore By section, you can find specific pests from specific countries as well. So for instance, if we go to Albania, you can see the organisms, often regulated organisms here, which will be present in this section here. And you can save this list as an Excel or as a CSV file if you want to do further exploration. There are obviously all these other countries as well. So if you wanted to find out regulated pests within the United Kingdom, you can see all the organisms that we have present in this tab. And secondly, you can see the regulated organisms and the specific status in different areas related to that, as well as the main categories and the years of their addition. And again, you can download that list as an Excel file. That's not just it. If you want to find out any regulated organisms or organisms present in any regional plant protection organizations, or the European Union, for example, or the Eurasian Economic Union, we also have those lists. So if we look at the European Union, you can look at categorization point here, and you'll see all the different organisms that come up that are regulated by the European Union, the date they were added, and then as with the other sections, you can save this list as an Excel file. So say you've got your list of interest already and you want to find out more associated information. You can then go to your dashboard. In your dashboard, you'll scroll down to find online tools. Now, we'll deal with a short section first where you just want to find some EPPO codes for whatever reason for specific pests. You can do that using this quick search feature. So say we've got a couple of pests, we know their names, or we know their synonyms and preferred names or synonyms, it doesn't matter. And then you can just select Get an EPPO Code, Process, and immediately you've got your EPPO codes there. But we'll go back to the dashboard to use some of the more developed Excel tools for larger batch queries. Now, this could be where you have a long list of pests or a long list of host plants where you have hundreds of different organisms, so you can't do that short search. You need to do a much longer one. Now, you'd upload your Excel file. Ideally, you'd already have the EPPO codes for any plant names or any pest names. But there's also a feature where you can get those here. You'd upload by clicking here, and then it will go through the process. I've already uploaded a file from earlier. You can save the file by clicking this blue button. You can delete your file if you're no longer interested, or you can edit the file and run more processes and more functions by clicking this feature. So this is what I'll do here. And then you'll see the worksheet will come up. This is the Excel file that I uploaded earlier. I'd select the input column. So in this instance, I've got the EPPO codes, but I've also got the preferred names after that. But I'll run the process through looking at the EPPO codes. I'll select the output column to be a new column. And then these are all the features that we have here. So you'll see we've got the preferred, if you've just got an EPPO code, you can get all the preferred names for those codes using this tool. And as I said earlier, if you've just got the preferred name of your pest or your plant, you can also get the output as the EPPO code too. Or the synonyms or anything like this as well, again. But here, say you want to get some more useful information for different sources. You could also use your EPPO code to get synonyms or common names for a specific language as well. So say we want to find out all the French synonyms, French common names for specific pests. We'll add in a separator so that we can clearly distinguish the different names from each other, and you'll apply the function. Then to look at that Excel file, you'll click Save. Once we open it up, you can here see that for specific pests, we've then got all of the common names in French. And you can add whatever filter you want for different languages or different common names. Now, I will say you will only get the common names where they exist. So for instance, for some pests, we don't yet have entries for those, so you won't get those pests. But broadly, you'll get a large selection. Now, we'll go back and try another feature. So again, we'll select the same workbook, the EPPO code, and then a new column. But this time, say we want to find the taxonomy. Now, there's any range of reason why you might want to find the taxonomy. Here we'll say we want the output. So for instance, we've just done this here. We'll have a look at the output. Say this is a long list here of pests that occur within Albania. If you want to find, say, all of the fruit flies, you could filter in this family section by Triffidae, and then you would find all of the fruit flies that would occur in Albania, or any of the other filtering that you might want for any of the taxonomy. You can do that once you've got the associated taxonomy for each of your pest or plant species there. Now let's try another feature. So again, we'll upload the same file. And you might want to find out, this is a very common request, that you might want all of the different host species. You can choose either to have the preferred name and to add a classification or not. So the classifications in the EPPO global database, we have things like major hosts, hosts, wild weed, experimental hosts. You can choose what you want in terms of the hosts. This feature here will work if you've got a list of pests. This feature at the end will work if you've got a list of plants. So if you've got a list of plants, you want to find their pests, you'll use this feature. But if you've got a list of pests and you want to find the hosts, you'll use this feature. So let's apply that now. We'll open that up. And then you'll see here we've got, again, for each different pest where there is this information in the database, you will extract all of the different hosts separated by a semicolon, so you can do further filtering within Excel yourself. So now I'll show you some of the final tools we have. So if you want to find the categorization of specific pests in different countries or in groups of countries, you can select the categorization tool. So here you could select, say you want to know what the pest status is for any of these countries that we have listed here where we have that data, or you can click a specific region such as the EPPO region, the European Economic Union, the EU, and then you would get any associated categorizations of pests or plants within those areas that we have within the database. Or we've also got these tools here where if you just click, you'll automatically autofill for all of those different pests. But let's just, for example, click EPPO. We'll apply that function, and then you'll see here we have a list of the pests that we've put in and associated categorizations within the EPPO framework. And you can do this for any country or any of those regions that are listed there as well. So finally, we also have this feature that I'll show you, I'll show you the output associated with it, and that is the Infos GD feature. So that will give you a range of different information that is easier to explain when I show you. For instance, for a specific pest, you can see, is there a data sheet associated with it or not? How many countries or regions have specific categorizations for that pest? How many countries or sub-regions of countries have a distribution or a recorded presence of that pest? How many pests are associated with a specific plant? How many hosts are associated with a specific pest? Are any photos available in the database of that pest? Are any associated documents associated with that pest, such as PRAs, or are there any reporting articles associated with that pest as well? So that's all of the online tools that I've shown you here. And just as a reminder, there is that tool and the guide on the database on the homepage itself.